What's up?
Is that a pi symbol there, Brenda?
Yes, that is.
Actually, you don't sound like a Brenda, you sound like a George.
I got some sweet potato pie in the kitchen, bro. If you want to eat. Girl down, what? This woman down the street makes the best.
Did you say Brenda sounds like a George?
Yeah, maybe that was a little harsh. Okay, a Steve.
No, you're fine. I was just, I don't know. It just struck me.
Was Brenda Michelle?
Well, it just shows the nature of your character. That's all it does.
No, did you used to troll us as Michelle?
Hey, now. I said it sounded intriguing. Calm down. Plus, George is really Freemason. Yeah, I'm sure you'd like that. Hey, did you guys know that Brenda is actually a code? It's not a code word. It's actually like a what's that called? Like an abbreviated name for research on
An anagram? Yeah. Anagram?
Hold on.
No, Brenda. Did you used to troll us as Michelle?
No, never.
We used to have this girl on 24/7 ODD, 24/7 live YouTube that used to troll us. Her name was Michelle.
I have never been on ODD.
Are you sure? Are you
I'm
sure?
not gonna pick
Bob, are you sure you're not Bob from Ghostbusters?
Come on, man. No pet peeve.
It doesn't bother me. It just shows, the strength of your moral character and your moral fiber. That's all it does.
Okay.
So, it being Flat Earth Channel, what is the subject of your debate today?
Not all that.
Numpty Dumpties.
Okay, I take it back. Maybe it's Rob Skiba.
I've never spoken to Rob Skiba, nor been on any of his live streams, or even commented on any of his videos.
Okay, it's just kind of an inside joke. No big deal. Sorry.
I don't even know his material very well. I've never.
Yeah, Rob's a good guy, though. I don't think Rob would disrespect you.
He's a con artist, just like Quantum Eraser and Nathan are.
Well, you could say that, but I think he'd still show you the utmost respect. I don't think he has to con anybody out of anything either. Rob pays his own way. He doesn't need anybody else's money.
So do you have a topic of debate for this evening or not?
No, go ahead. Throw one out there. See how they respond. I'd love to get passive ridicule.
Ridicule isn't debate.
This is true.
We don't have a debate. You do, if you think you're on the road.
No, this is. We don't think that the flat Earth is really a debate. It's just entertainment for us.
Well, that's why you're a dumb fuck, because your own model would provide you with enough entertainment to last you many lifetimes. So you throw away your own model for simple shits and giggles. Because you're a person.
No, we use the globe Earth model to do things like
You don't do anything at all.
Yeah,
Don't lie.
we can do things, which is like create maps.
No, you don't. You don't do anything at all.
we
For
can't.
you, it's about entertainment. You're just a clown.
I would like to respond to this when it's done. Please stop.
Okay, go ahead.
Christ, man, I want to let her get it out. Then this is what we do down here. We're supposed to let them be heard, and then we'll take our time to shine.
Yeah, that's cool with me. That's cool with me, Spartan. Cool.
Yeah, can I get a citation to this model you use, that globe earth model, the scientific globe earth model that you guys use to make science? Can I get a citation for that?
We don't use it to make. I don't know what that means. Using it to make science. It's simply.
Well, you said you said you have a model. Can I just get that scientific globe earth model?
Well, the model would be there are various ones. I suppose Google Earth would be a perfectly good model of the Earth.
That's not a scientific model.
Why not?
It's Google Earth.
Why?
It's a computer application. What do you mean why? It's not a scientific. Okay, what scientist gave us Google Earth as his
Geodesy.
scientific model?
Yeah, Geodesy.
No, Geodesy. No,
Yeah.
Geodesy didn't give you
Yeah, it
Google
does.
Earth. Dude.
Yeah, it actually does.
No, it doesn't. Geodesy gives you the making of maps. Google Earth used all the known maps and wrapped it around the sphere.
It uses
You're
maps.
wrong.
No, it uses maps and satellite imagery, right, to represent the Earth. Representation is a model.
It's not. Google Earth is not a scientific model, Brenda. Come on, where's your standard of what science and what isn't science? You just accept anything as science?
It's based on verifiable, repeatable evidence.
That didn't answer my question. You have no standard for evidence. As long as it says globe, that's your standard, you're good.
No, that's not true. That's not true. So the standard is
In no way, shape, or form is Google Earth a scientific model.
it's based on verifiable, repeatable evidence. And that's
So what's verifiable and
Distance-
repeatable?
Distance to travel.
Verifiable?
Yeah, it's built on known pathways, known travel distances, yeah, but it doesn't prove a globe scientifically, no. Was it used to, is he gonna
No.
tell me when the eclipses happened? I want the damn model.
Well, that would be a different model. But what Google Earth does is it shows you verifiable, repeatable evidence. It's based on actual data that is collected by scientific
We already covered that,
agencies.
distance to travel, all that. It's got nothing to do with science, it's got to do with map makers and travelers.
Well, a model simply
Throughout history, was Lewis and Clark, were they fucking scientists? Hell no, they weren't.
I think they did conduct observations, didn't
I
they?
didn't ask
I
them
think they
conducted
did.
observations. I
I
said, were
think
they
they did.
scientists?
Well, collecting data is a part
Yes
of
or no?
collecting data is part of science.
I can walk around and collect data. I can say how many people hit your ass in a day. Does that make it science? No.
Yeah, if it's verifiable and repeatable, yes, it is. So if you go out to in your street in your city and you map out the locations of every street,
That's
then
not
that's
science.
and then you log that into a file that's repeatable, verifiable
Listen,
data.
you're trying to making a map into a science.
Map making is a science. Map making is a science.
It isn't. It
Yeah, it
wasn't a
is.
science when it started.
Yeah, it's made up on paper.
It was distance of travel. Travel wasn't even true, and we didn't have accurate ways to account for it in the beginning when we started making maps.
I don't know what that means. Travel isn't true. I don't understand that. What does that mean?
Distances of travel were not even. Tell me, how far exactly is this stadium?
Is
A
a what?
stadia?
Oh, I don't know. There's two different accounts in history about how far that is.
That's right. We can count by hands too, but that's not an accurate measurement. We can count by
No.
footsteps.
It's not accurate.
How
but-
many hours we ride a horse this way? How many hours we ride a horse that way? Same way with nautical mile.
Well, those are measures that are.
I didn't argue they weren't.
imperfect. They're
They're
imperfect. Yeah, they're not
all
as good.
measurement.
They're not as good as today's
Listen.
measurements. They're not as good as walking
Yeah.
with a wheel that.
No
you know,
measurement is
with a-
perfect, Brenda.
Well, of course not. Who cares?
No measurement is exact or perfect.
That doesn't prevent me from building a house with 2x4s just because the measurement of the tape measure isn't exactly
What's
perfect.
that got to do with post me a citation? Your
So
scientific
that's like saying
global Earth?
that's like saying we can't build a house because you can't cut every 2x4 perfectly the same
I
length.
didn't say you couldn't build a house. Why are you straw manning?
No, what we build a house means we build a model based on measurements that yes are
I need
imperfect.
no model to build a house. I can start.
Of course you
and
need a
finish
model.
myself.
Of course you need a model. It's called a floor plan. A floor plan is a model of a house.
No, you don't need a floor plan. You don't have to have it. It's not an absolute necessity of building a home.
Yes, but you do.
Now, if you want to get a permit, you got to have a rough layout. The area I live, I don't have to submit a floor plan. If I say I want to build a house 250 yards from the road, I just build it. I don't have to give them shit.
In most municipalities, if you want to add on to your house, you need to submit a plan to the city.
If your house is within 150 foot from the public roadway, yes.
Yeah, and
If
that's
it's outside of that range.
That's most people. That's most people. So you asked if we have a model. We have a model. We have many models.
Where's that citation for your scientific
I gave
global
it
Earth
to
model?
you. It's Google Earth.
That's not it. That's not a scientific model.
Yeah. Oh, so geodetic surveys are also models, and you can look those.
They
up
are
too.
not. What's a scientific model?
Any representation of a real world object or phenomenon.
Define a scientific model.
I just did.
Okay. I would like to point everyone's attention to Flat Earth Arena text at 54 minutes after the hour. This is from the chemistry department at Indiana University. The important point that Becker introduced is the explanation of a natural phenomena must be testable by experimentation. In other words, once a model is proposed as an explanation of a phenomena, it can only be considered a scientific model if it can be objectively tested by experiment. So, show your model that was tested by experiment. Natural phenomena.
Yeah.
observed, please.
Google Earth. You can verify it by repeating the observations.
Google
CGI
Earth
is not
is
real.
not a natural
Sorry,
phenomenon.
CGI is not real.
Geodesic surveys. You can repeat the surveys.
Google
yourself.
Earth is not a natural observed
You
phenomenon.
Earth.
I didn't
Wow.
cite
Google Earth is
I
not a
didn't-
naturally observed phenomenon.
Yes, it is. It's based on.
Yes, it is.
It's
Yaha! Here we go with the yaha.
Dude, that is not
Yaha.
measurements. That is
It's-
not
it's-
measured.
It's based on observations.
No, it's not.
No.
You didn't
Just
know
say
it.
it.
Yes, it
not.
is.
Program is
Yes,
a
it is.
naturally
Hold the
observable
fuck on.
phenomenon. You are a
Justin.
lying sack.
Justin, hold the fuck on. Natural phenomena observed. Google Earth is
The
not
Earth.
naturally
The Earth is
observed
a natural phenomenon, and it is observed. by
Google
some-
Earth is not found in fucking nature.
No model is found in nature.
And yeah, none of your models, so that's not a scientific model. I just
Models
read
are
it.
based on observations.
Models are based on observations. Models need to be validated by experiment. Observe
yes.
natural phenomena.
And
please.
you can repeat the same observation for
observe.
yourself.
You don't know what. Repeat what?
You can repeat the observations and measurements yourself.
No. Empirical means observable, testable, repeatable,
Repeatable.
falsifiable. Shut the fuck up. Empirical means observable, testable, repeatable, falsifiable. The repeatable operator is testable. That's experiment. Repeatable experiment, you clown. So, observe natural phenomenon, please.
The observed natural phenomenon is the Earth itself, and you can repeat.
You can't
and
observe
you
the
can-
Earth.
You can test those.
You can't observe
yes,
the Earth.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you
Where
can.
at? Where at?
From orbit.
Orbit? Really? What's a fucking orbit?
An
That's what I
orbit
thought.
is a path around the Earth.
Really? At what distance?
I don't know. It depends on what your speed is. I
Can
don't
you
know.
observe Google Earth from an orbit above the Earth?
You don't. We're not taking observations of Google Earth. We're creating Google Earth based on observations.
Based on observations, okay. So you were in an orbit. You don't know what a fucking orbit is, and you were out in Narnia. Second law of thermodynamics violation, so you didn't
No,
observe
it's
shit.
not. It doesn't violate the second
Yeah,
law.
it is.
No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
it is.
No,
What's the
you're
second
just-
law of thermodynamics? Give me the equation and then explain it.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do.
No,
You
I don't have.
invoke
I don't
the
have
second
to
law of
dance your
thermodynamics.
dance.
You will have to provide the equation and then explain the second law. Thank you.
No, I don't have to.
Well, then you'll go on fucking mute.
The basic idea is that entropy always increases.
I don't fucking care. Second
You
law
don't
of
care.
thermodynamics, last chance. The equation and then explain it.
No, it's simply the idea that that entropy always increases, and that has nothing to do with whether or not.
Shut the fuck up. That's it for her. One more chance? Yes? Vote? What time is it? 11 o'clock.
This is why God broke up the Babel.
Do you want her off mute? I'll give her one more chance.
That's up to you, damn it.
Yeah, I'll give her one more chance. I need the equation, second law of thermodynamics, and a brief explanation of what it means.
No, I don't have to dance to your little childish little routine here.
You
No.
invoke the second law. That means you got to show that you understand it. Please.
I told you what it is. Entropy will tends to increase in any open system.
What about a closed system?
Well, I'm sorry, that was wrong. What I said was wrong. In a closed system, entropy tends to increase.
That
the
didn't answer
system-
my question.
the
Is it only in a
system-
closed system, or
the-
is it applicable to other systems?
It's closed systems, and the system will tend to fill all available microstates.
Only closed systems?
Yeah, open systems.
Okay,
or
yes.
not.
Your answer was yes. That's all we needed. I'd like
No.
to point everyone's attention to 11 o'clock.
No.
Or 00 after. Shut up. She said that the second law of thermodynamics only applies to closed systems. I would like to point everyone's attention to 00 minutes after the hour. From Professor Caustic from the second law of thermodynamics. Second law of thermodynamics is universal and valid without exceptions in closed and open systems, in equilibrium and non-equilibrium, in inanimate and inanimate animate systems. That is, in all space and time scales, useful energy, non-equilibrium work potential is dissipated in heat and entropy is generated. You are fucking correct. Thank you.
Sure, I'll accept that correction.
So, how can you have an orbit of people floating around in the second law of thermodynamics violation taking fucking pictures?
You haven't shown that it's a second law violation.
I have.
No, you just explained what the second law is.
Yeah, entropy increase. You explained it.
Yeah, that doesn't say that orbits can't exist.
Well, yeah, it does explain it because we have gas pressure here on the Earth, and if entropy always increases, then how the fuck are we still breathing?
Oh, it's because there is a force, a downward force called
Downward force of what?
called gravity.
Gravity? No. You've been away for a couple weeks. The universal law of gravitation and all of Newton's laws have been debunked.
That's false.
Oh, no, that's true.
No, they've not been debunked.
No, that's fucking true.
They've
I already
been-
did it on a
they've
fucking
been
show,
supplemented.
So
They have
it's
been-
already fucking over. That means shut the fuck up. I'm going to provide citation for that right now. So shut the fuck up. There you go. Now I can move on unencumbered. So let's go with the first one. You said entropy always increases. That's correct. Of course, that fucking clobbers the fuck out of your argument. And we'll get to Newton's train wreck here in a minute. So at 3 minutes after the hour from the entropysite.oxy.edu, gas expansion into a vacuum, mixing of ideal gases or liquids, diffusion and fusion, colligative effects and osmosis. Each fundamentally involves an increase in entropy. There's your huckleberry right there for that. So let's get to the Newtonian train wreck, because we're not putting up with that shit anymore. You follow? One moment. It's just like shooting hippos in a fucking fishbowl.
I'm taking like really specific notes.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, and they think this is like flat earth or entertainment for them. They should be learning something if they actually cared about science, logic, and reason.
No, I'm getting every citation Huey's putting up there. Like I'm gonna be ready.
All right, so you invoke the Newtonian law of gravitation, universal law of gravitation. Of course, you're 105 years out of fucking date, which isn't shocking. So I'd like to point everyone's attention to 4 minutes after the hour. Newton's from their alma mater, wiki. Newton's classical mechanics were superseded in the early 20th century when Albert Einstein developed the special and general theory of relativity. From Caltech, Professor Jacob D. Bekenstein, Einstein also, that means there was something previous to that, replaced the Newtonian law of motion, that's F equals ma, by the way, by the statement that free test particles move along geodesics, the shortest curves in space-time geometry. And then finally, from Douglas Klein, professor of physics, via Phys Libre text, Newton's two crowning achievements, the laws of motion and the laws of gravitation that had reigned supreme since published in the Principia in 1687, were toppled from the throne by Einstein. So, bye-bye, Newtonian mechanics. Hello to tensor calculus and differential geometry, Brenda. Have a nice fucking day.
Yeah, I'm aware of all that.
Really? Then why'd you appeal to the universal law of gravitation then?
Oh, because within the frame of reference of the Earth, you can simply use Newton's equations because
No, you can't.
Yes, because we're
No,
not.
you can't.
Because we're not traveling.
No, you can't.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Nuh-uhs don't work.
You can reduce Einstein's
No,
field
you,
equations.
oh yeah.
to
Oh
Newton.
really? You can reduce Einstein's equations?
They
Go ahead and do it
They
for us
can
right
be.
here in live
They
stream.
can be.
Do it. Do it.
I am not able to because I don't have
Then
the
you're
math.
fucking full of shit.
The fact that I am not, that's the fallacy. Because I can't do it doesn't mean it can't be done.
Any complaints?
None whatsoever.
Superb, right on the money. Just like
Every time. I
Couldn't have-
get chills. I really do.
They'll come back. Oh, go ahead, Sonny.
I was gonna say it was. They just lead themselves right into these holes, you know.
Yep.
So they're lost in the black hole, man.
Yep.
Yeah, really should find something else to do with their life than be bad at science.
Yeah. So I wonder. They think we are entertainment. That's rich.
Well, they think that because they're really dumb people and they're entertained by very stupid things. So them just like, they could be entertained by just watching paint dry. Just drooling in front of a mirror will entertain them.
Kurt, you still don't get it?
Get what? Go ahead, little Pizzle. Enlighten me. What don't I get?
Hey, Mike, you got the con, man. I got to take off. Mike, sir.
I don't know where he is right now. He's over in the moderator.
No, he's
Oh,
there.
I'm here. We're good. I got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off, man. You could. I know you like Brenda. She just got train wrecked if you wasn't listening.
Yeah, I was listening. I just wanted fish for you guys to eat. There's always a fish dinner here, bro.
Yeah, I gotta take off, man. It's just too many hours, man. I gotta go do something else.
I hear you.
All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening.
Why don't you explain
We'll check
Einstein's
later, man.
field equations,
Have a good one.
QE? QE, explain Einstein's field equations. Derive them.
And
Yeah, she's trying to bring back Newton by resurrecting
Yeah.
Newton through the field equations,
Why
right?
don't you explain Einstein's field equations to me? And do the tensor calculus while you're at it.
Just ask a question. You're gonna walk
No,
around.
no,
it.
do the tensor calculus. Show me.
lost on the whole thing. The whole entire thing is already conceded.
No, do it. Show it to me.
Presented as a hostile witness, essentially.
Prove that you know it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I don't think she understands.
This is laughable.
I'm honest.
Oh, you're not honest.
Yes,
at
I
all.
am. I can't.
No, you're not.
I can't.
No,
read-
we all know you're not.
You know,
I
No,
can't.
you are not.
you know the
I am.
Sorry.
I can't do four-dimensional tensor calculus, and neither can you.
Yeah.
I can't do four-dimensional tensor calculus, and you can't
Well,
either.
but you said that you can't do it, but you know that
Yeah.
that's not proof of anything. What are you talking about?
Right. The fact
So-
that I can't do
Right.
it. The fact that I can't do
Fact
it
that
is
you
not
can't do it.
proof of any. It's
do
not
it.
proof
Yeah.
of anything.
anymore. We don't care anymore.
So awesome.
We don't care you anymore.
The
We
fact
go
that
to
I can't
You
do
just
it
keep
isn't
talking
proof of
about it.
anything.
Subject.
I know you
Next
know
subject.
that you were just bullshitting us the whole time. So.
Oh no, it's not bullshitting.
Oh yeah. Oh
Hey,
yes.
Stop talking,
How
you're
is
gonna-
it? How is it bullshitting?
Yes, it's
You can't
pure
provide
and utter
anything
lies.
for what you say. Like, you know how QE just demonstrated citation after citation?
Amazing. You just look
You have-
over it.
Well,
You have nothing.
I don't
like
know.
that.
Can he do four-dimensional tensor calculus?
Well, let's move to motion.
Can he?
Can you?
I don't
Can
think-
you?
I don't believe that he can. I don't think he can.
Lost it. We're moving on to the next subject.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the
Math
helical
is
motion of your spherical Earth? You know what the helical nature is of your spinning Earth through space?
Posting a formula that you
Are you familiar
copied-
with helical motion of your spinning Earth through
the
space?
what? The what? I didn't.
The helical motion of your spinning Earth flying through space.
The
Are
Earth,
you aware of those motions?
the Earth does not move in a helix. It's an ellipsoid.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
As it travels through the arms of the Milky Way, it moves on just an ellipsoid.
And
Battle-
help me all if you like, can
Let
like.
him answer. Let her answer.
Okay, sorry.
Battle Spartan, why don't you explain that that equation to me? F of x is
Well, and-
integrated from 0 to x, and the derivative of f
It's what you
times
want to get
t
into.
over dt.
If you-
Explain that equation to me, Battle Station Spartan.
I asked you, why do you always walk past everything that people say to your question? So you believe
because
that-
I feel that
believe
my
that-
the reason I do is because I stay on one point and I feel like people are not responding adequately to my questions.
Sorry, you already conceded to everything you
Well,
talked about before.
Here's the thing, none of us were critiquing you on math, so you're pretty much raw
Well,
man.
yes, you were. That was the whole point of which QE claimed
Direct
victory.
everybody's attention to 12 minutes past. Look at
I
the
didn't critique you on math. So.
The
QE
helical
did.
the nature of our spinning Earth.
Bro, can you stop fucking interrupting?
I'm not.
Okay, so
Yep.
the
Yeah, you are.
the solar system does not have helical movement. The Earth revolves around the sun in an
It is.
ellipse. It's an ellipse. It's not a helix.
And stretch that out as the arm of the Milky Way galaxy rotates. What does it become?
No, I'm sorry, you're just wrong. The Earth does not travel in a helix. It travels
Yeah, you're
in
just
an
wrong.
ellipse.
Ah.
So
Yes.
listen, so the Earth isn't
Yeah,
traveling
yeah.
in an arm of the Milky Way as it goes
Fucking parrot.
further and further out from the Great Attraction. Doesn't travel on that set course helixly. That's
No,
what you're saying.
no, the Earth travels in an ellipse around the sun. The solar system travels in an ellipse around the galactic center.
Is the solar system traveling in the arm of the Milky Way?
Those motions add up to 1.5 million.
Yes, the solar system. Yes, the solar system travels around the galactic center. Yes.
Okay, so show me the evidence of how your gravity makes the ear not feel that. Go.
Because you don't feel speed, you only feel acceleration.
I object. That wasn't the answer to my question.
Yeah, it is. You're asking why we don't feel that we're moving around the
I
galaxy.
said, show the scientific citation of how gravity makes the ear not feel that.
That's called the equivalence principle. It's Einstein's equivalence principle. It means that for any reference frame, right, the standard is that all tests performed within a reference
That is
frame
not
are
the answer to
indistinguishable,
the question I asked.
are indistinguishable from remaining at
That's the
rest.
second- That's the second time. So you're not answering the question I asked.
I just did. I said it's because of the equivalence principle.
That doesn't explain scientifically an experiment how gravity
It says
affects your ear so you don't feel all those motions.
it's because of the equivalence principle. So if you're in a elevator or a box traveling through space, there's no experiment you could do
exactly where you are
in
at
that
all
box
times.
that would differentiate you from one, say, resting at rest in another frame of reference.
Have you ever ridden a bicycle?
And driven cars and flown in planes, and I've been on trains.
So why don't you show me the scientific proof that your whatever concept you're trying to tout here can affect
Contravariant.
you don't
It-
feel
it's
every
the-
motion in every angle and momentum in any direction in a 360-degree orb around your ear. Show me how your little scientific.
I just gave it to you. It's the equivalence principle. It says
No,
that in a-
explain anything about the ear.
it's because you're
Does
in.
it-
It's the equivalence principle. It means that because we're in a reference frame, there's no experiment you can conduct in a reference frame that is traveling through space that would distinguish it from being, for instance, in a reference frame at rest.
It does not mention the ear, not once. I rest my case. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're right. Einstein did not mention your specific question.